Yuck. I searched for the world's longest handstand hold, and I found there was a guy called Gordon Lindsay that held for 17 minutes 39 seconds. Jesus, that's much longer than I can hold. So my max hold is around 2 minutes 50 something. Now, I don't intentionally train for max hold anymore, but I do normally include a max handstand hold in my classes that I teach. So I get everyone in the class to try their max hold at some point during the class. Now on Saturday I jumped in with the guys and just held for as long as I can, so I'm going to stick that up here. Now obviously the max handstand hold is going to depend on what level you're at. So if you're freestanding, you could just go with your freestanding attempt. If you're working on and off the wall still, you could still use the wall. So you could heel pull or toe pull off the wall. Or if you're ready to try freestanding but not comfortable to kick up by yourself, you could have a spotter to help you into the position. Now in your normal handstand practice, should you include a max freestanding hold? So I would, up to the point where you can consistently hold for 60 seconds. Once you can consistently hold for 60 seconds, then I'd change it around a little bit. But let's first talk about the people that are working up to 60 seconds. What I would start with is two things. Conditioning holds, so chest to wall handstand, where we're demanding a really good posture, really good position, and building up the endurance and conditioning until you can get to 60, 90, or even 2-minute handstand in that position. And then also working your max freestanding hold. Now, whether that is kicking up on and off the wall, so like heel pull to freestanding hold, doing a total freestanding by yourself or with a spotter, with the first goal being a 10-second freestanding hold, then a 30-second freestanding hold, and then eventually a 60-second freestanding hold. Once you have the magic 60 seconds, then we need to work on consistency. So every time you jump up into a handstand, you should be able to hold for 60 seconds if we want to work on intermediate to advanced skills. Because I'd much rather someone have a consistent 30-second hold than once a month they can hit a 60-second hold, but they can't hold consistently for 10 seconds. Now that's in a straight position, and what I'd also be doing is working your conditioning holds in both the tuck and the straddle. Once the 60 seconds is comfortable, we could then start playing around with Once the 60 seconds is comfortable, we could then start playing around with shape changes. So be able to go in between your shapes while you're holding for long durations. So you can still go, okay, I want 60 seconds or 90 seconds of work, but I'm going to change in between different positions and show control. Now that could be straddle, tuck, straight, diamond, all lots of different shapes. But what you want to make sure you can do is keep returning to the straight. Be careful you don't get stuck in the closed hip positions. So this is very common with people that are very flexible, especially in the hips, that they like to close the hip and they can hang out in these positions, but then when they try and come back to straight, the hip messes them up and they either come back to a position that's not fully open in the hip, or the hip just knocks them out and they fall over. So make sure if you are doing some shape changes for your long holds that you are visiting or going back to the straight position, especially at the start and the finishing and the finish of the hold. And then you can also start to play with different things like different surfaces. So parallel bars, canes, things like grass or sand is really tricky as well. So today I done one on the sand. Blocks, elevator surfaces, but obviously just be careful. But these are good if you want to do things like handstand push-ups. You could use different head positions, so looking away, looking up to the toes. And then the peak for most people would be working towards one arm handstand holds. Now obviously with the one arm handstand hold, if you're like myself, you have a big difference between left and right. So you're going to have maximum holds on the right, maximum holds on the left. I've done 50 odd on my right, I've done like 20 odd on my left. But again, you could work your maximum holds on the canes, on the blocks, all those different variations in the one arm handstand as well. Now I personally know that whenever I want to, I can hold a 2-minute plus handstand, but I can't go beyond 3 minutes. Should I personally work for this? I don't think so. I think I'd much rather spend time on other things like strengthening that left one arm and working to other skills. But some coaches and some people think you should go beyond the 3 minutes on a regular basis. I think more then it comes down to personal choice on how you want to train. But for any beginner that wants to work towards those intermediate to advanced skills, I'd recommend they always work up to at least a 60-second hold and a consistent 60-second hold. Let me know your thoughts on this one. It'd be really interesting to know what your max handstand holds are. Stick them down in the comments below. That will be interesting. And I'll speak to you next time. Thanks, guys.